Hi mga kahuan and good day future chemist. Welcome to the General Chemistry 1 class. This section is on atoms, molecules, and ions, focusing on structural formulas and molecular models. Let's begin. In this lesson, we will represent compounds using chemical formulas, structural formulas, and models. Let us recall that a chemical formula consists of chemical symbols of the elements present in a substance with their respective quantities. For example, ammonia is composed of 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen atoms. Its chemical formula is then NH3. Alternatively, chemical formula can be written in the form of structural formula. A structural formula shows not only the symbols of the element forming the molecule, but also how these elements are linked to one another by chemical bonds, or simply bonds. In writing the structural formula, bonds are represented by lines. For the case of ammonia, a line is drawn between nitrogen and each hydrogen, indicating that nitrogen is chemically bonded to each hydrogen. Structural formulas may or may not show the actual shape of the molecule. You will learn about shapes of molecule in our future discussion. In some structural formulas, 2 atoms are linked by 2 or 3 lines. 2 lines between 2 atoms indicated a double bond, while 3 lines indicate a triple bond. In oxygen molecule, the 2 oxygen atoms are joined together by a double bond, while in nitrogen molecule, the 2 nitrogen atoms are linked by a triple bond. An alternative way to illustrate structural formulas is through molecular models. One molecular model is the space-filling model. This model shows the relative size of atoms together with their orientation in the 3-dimensional space. In this model, each atom has a different size and color for distinction. Bonded atoms are depicted by overlapping spheres. You can make space-filling models with the use of modeling clays with different colors. Space-filling models for ammonia, oxygen, and nitrogen are shown on the right. Hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen are represented by gray, red, and blue spheres, respectively. Some of the disadvantages of space-filling formulas are 1. By just looking at this model, it is hard to distinguish if 2 atoms are joined by a single, double, or triple bond. 2. It is quite difficult to make the atoms appear to be bonded. And 3. The model may not represent the correct orientation of atoms. In the ball and stick model, each atom is represented by a ball, while the bonds between the atoms are represented by sticks. Connectivity and 3-dimensional orientation of atoms can be seen, including the number of bonds that join 2 atoms. Shown on the right are the corresponding ball and stick models for our previous examples. Again, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen are represented by white, red, and blue balls respectively. Disadvantages of ball and stick model are 1. The balls used may not be proportional to the actual size of the molecule. And two, the sticks used may not represent appropriate bond length between the atoms. To summarize, chemical formulas show the atoms present and their relative quantities in a molecule. Structural formulas show not only the atoms in a molecule, but also the connectivity among them. Structural formulas can be represented by molecular models such as the space filling and the ball and stick models. Here are references, and thank you to the Front Learners Adopted Blend Educational Learnings, copyright at 2018 Front Learners, all right reserved. Thank you for the R8 lmsdeped.gov.ph. And thank you.